Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have a new and special guest with us, Nana Sangmua. Nana is the CEO of Roscan Gold, which has a really exciting gold discovery right near 20 kilometers from the major Fekola mine that B2 Gold is operating. We've been following the company for a couple of years. But there's been some recent developments, including some exciting management changes and a drilling program. And I'm excited to have the new CEO with us. Nana, please give us a little bit of background of your background and how you came to the Roscan Gold company.
Thanks, Jeb. So I am a mining engineer by training from Ghana, and I worked in some of the mines after completing in the mid-90s, and transitioned to Toronto to specialize further in education and MBA finance, but I love the mining industry. So I got back into the brokerage industry using the combination of skill set, my mining and finance, to basically help with equity research and investment banking. And through my career, I've helped finance a lot of the African projects, the early stage projects, and taking them from exploration status, some into producers and some to actually multi-mines companies at the moment. So the connection to the continent is probably the greatest strength, and the network with governments and officials on the ground always helped me distinguish my research from my peers, and it enabled me to be very early in the game on a lot of these projects that eventually became bigger mines. And I think that's where I saw the potential in Roscan and the attraction, and that got me to be more involved this time around and help bring it up the value curve.
Well, the main project's the Candiole project, which is located in West Mali, and this is in a district with huge mines. Greater than 50 million ounces of gold has been produced. Please highlight to investors that are new to this area the excitement. I know that B2 Gold had a lot of excitement, and one of your peers, Aklo, that I've been following for a couple of years. Maybe you can highlight what is so exciting about this district.
Well, I mean, the most important thing to know, as he had mentioned, is the number of gold that has been delineated and produced in the camp within a small radius. I would have to struggle to find another camp that can boast of about 50 million ounces in a 50-kilometer radius. So we just plugged in the right zone, and that makes the probability of success extremely high. Some of the deposits that have been found so far range from 1.5 million to north of 10 million ounces, 1.5 million being about some of the smallest deposits you can find in the district. And the great potential is anything from 1.5 grams to up to 5 grams. So in terms of the prospectivity, I don't think you want to be anywhere else. And because it has already attracted a number of the majors, we got Barrick in the backyard, we've got B2 Gold, as you alluded to, IM Gold is there, Anglo Gold was there, Endeavour had some operations there. There's a lot of infrastructure to leverage on for players like us that become successful in the future. That gives us multiple channels of unlocking value for shareholders. That's through outright sale or just beefing up the team to go the full 9 yards if need be.
And at the end of 2019, Roscan has had some significant clues to investors of some developments. You raised $4.5 million, and you brought on two very important people, Sir Sam Jonah and Mr. Michael Gentile. and talk to us about the people that you've brought on in place before this program, the 2020 drill program commenced.
Well, I mean, those are two significant additions for a junior company outside. And you had mentioned the successful financing that we did, the $4.5 million in November, which Mike Gentili was very instrumental, and the financing got oversubscribed. And that's where Mike became very engaged in the company because he saw the prospectivity, he saw the valuation, and he realized that he'd not seen anything that compelling in his career for a while and wanted to be part of the evolution. And as you know, Mike has been very successful in what he does, picking earlier stage stories like that and running up the value curve. So having him on board to us was a very good validation of what we got. And having Sam Jonah come on board as well also was another huge stamp of approval because Sam Jonah, as people in the mining industry would sort of know, has actually unlocked significant value for a lot of juniors, taking them from a mini million market caps to multi-million market caps that have been acquired by bigger producers. And he himself drove the development of Ashanti Goldfields from a single mine operation to a 10 multi-mine operation and listed on the New York Stock Exchange. So if you're asking for somebody who can actually put a thread together and build a business, I think we definitely in safe hands having him as a chairman.
And you recently announced at the end of January the beginning of the drill program in 2020. You highlighted in that press release that the southern target, that's where you're finding the highest, the widest gold zones on the project, and that's where you're going to follow up drilling. Could you highlight about this 2020 drill program? I know that you've announced some recent results, so maybe you could highlight what's going on this year and some of the excitement so far.
Yeah, so after completing the raise, what we tried to focus on was where we could get the biggest bang for our money. And when the technical team got together, we identified about 8 high priority targets, which were really sizable. And actually, the southern target happened to be the smallest out of the 8 that we had identified. But some of them were more earlier grassroots and hadn't had a lot of drilling done to date. So we tried to go to the southern target because of the wide zone for that cross section that we had intersected. We thought that it was really very likely that if there's something there, we could pick it up easily. So we concentrated our initial drilling there. And I think we got validated by some pretty good intercepts, which we threw to the market. And we were able to extend our high-grade discovery, which was up to a vertical depth of about 35 meters down to about 80 meters, and we're still drilling. So I think that approach has paid off, but we still don't want to keep the remaining targets on the shelf because we think we have the ability to ramp up and continue to test those. And that's the plan. And we actually mobilized in a second rig to test some of the other high priority targets. And I think eventually we might even be picking up more targets to drill during the rainy season so that there's not going to be any quiet period at all during the years like we've had previously. And we should be able to consistently be providing news flow to shareholders right through the months and weeks.
So the drilling program, I guess, is going through this current program, 30,000 meters. You've added a second drill rig, and you've started with results already. So it's an exciting time. Anything else that you'd like to highlight for investors, Roscan shareholders, going forward in 2020?
Well, I mean, I think basically one thing that excites me so far is the numerous targets that we've got and the fact that any of these targets could yield additional discoveries. And you know that the discovery phase actually shows the most returns in the life cycle of a mining equity. So I think in terms of the ability for valuation re-rating, the ingredients are there. We trade in still at a discount to some of our peers, and I think as we continue to deliver, that catch-up should bring some solid returns. And we also continue to see a lot of interest from some of the majors in the district that are very keen to come on board in various capacities, and that heightens the potential for M&A premium to start baking in a hurry. So we think that we've sort of started a re-rating exercise. We've traded up significantly, but I feel it's just the beginning. And as the news flow continues to come up, I think we should see the stock go a lot higher. And we've got the money to drill. Our initial success is showing good grades and wide width. And if we follow that, points to the ability to add ounces quickly in the case of going down resource delineation. So exciting times, and there's a lot to watch out for, so I'll stay tuned.
Nana Sangmua, CEO of Roscan Gold, which can be traded as ROS on the TSX Venture, and it also can be traded as RCGCF on the OTC, an exciting discovery in West Mali, right in an exciting district that's growing. A lot of the majors are looking for future resources and for discoveries with good data. So you can get more information by going to their website, which is roscan.ca, and you can always reach out to Nana and to the team for more information and for more data. Thank you so much, Mr. Sangmua, for being here with us today and for giving us an update on Roscan Gold during the exciting drilling season in West Mali.
Thanks for your time, Jeff, and I appreciate your support and interest.